Now what we have here is a rather premium looking device that continues with the design language that Huawei launched last year with the Ascend P6. You do get the same clean lines without any needless flourishes, the same rounded bottom, and the same placement for the buttons and ports. The backplate of the device is of a smooth plastic that doesn't pick up a lot of fingerprints actually, and the faux metal accents around the camera and on the sides complement the main material pretty nicely. The device is only 7.9 millimeters thick, very light, and it makes it easy to handle at all times. These are also in part to the rounded plastic edges. When it comes to the display, the Ascend G6 comes with an IPS LCD display of a 4.5-inch size with a resolution of 960 by 540. That means you do get a resolution of 245 ppi, which is a bit of a ways of the density from the flagships available, but it's also not that bad either given the price point of this phone. Plenty of users will be perfectly happy with the screen, especially with its easy handling, and it does provide decent levels of brightness and nice lively colors. At the heart of the Ascend G6 is a Huawei-made quad-core system on a chip that's clocked in at 1.2 GHz. We couldn't really test it for too long of a time during our testing, but at least on this pre-production unit, we felt that the device was still quite responsive. There's 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage, which is pretty much the standard these days for a mid-range device. Another standard feature that makes its appearance is the microSD card slot, which is incredibly welcome. Huawei on the selfie bandwagon really wanted to create a nice camera that allowed you to take great self-portraits. So the front camera is a wide-angle 5-megapixel shooter, which is a feature you don't see often on affordable devices, much less plenty of other ones, even the more big flagships. The main shooter on the back is an 8-megapixel shooter. One feature that we did get a look at was the fact that when you tap on the viewfinder in order to take a picture using the front camera for a selfie, it will count down from 3 in order for you to really get ready for your shot. So you don't have to fiddle with the camera shutter button in order to get the pose that you really want. And powering everything is a rather small 2000 mAh battery, but we're not going to write it off until we actually know how thirsty the G6 is in real-time usage. Now, the Emotion UI on the G6 is based on Android 4.3 with some extensive modifications that Huawei made. To simplify the user experience, Huawei removed the app drawer altogether, so all of the apps live on the home screen now. Coming from a different UI, you might find this a little bothersome, as without some organization, it could get really cluttered really fast. One thing we really did like, however, as you can see in the video here, is an even simpler mode that was built into the Emotion UI that transforms the entire interface into a set of brightly colored tiles. It does somewhat remind us of the Windows Phone interface, but in the end, it is Huawei's take on it, and it's very colorful, very vibrant, takes advantage of the screen quite well, and in all honesty, I actually quite like the simpler mode a little bit better. At a very affordable price point, this phone should be pretty accessible for all of the general users out there, and for those of you who do like taking selfies, this might be one of the best tools to have in your pocket.